Alright guys, I'm going to review some Dunlop strings today. This is a set, well, this is something I've never really reviewed. I don't think I've done, as of this point in time, any Dunlop strings. And I dang sure know I haven't done any of the heavy core strings. And that's what I'm going to do today. Got a set right here, Dunlop heavy core. This is what they call heaviest, and it's 12 through 54. I don't remember when these first came out, but I think they used to have more gauges than they do now. Now they offer like a 10 through 46, and like 11 through 50, and then this 12 through 54, and then I think they have a set for 7-string. And to give you a little bit of information about the heavy core, what they are is they were designed with, I don't know if you would really call them heavier cores or just bigger cores. The core of the string is thicker. It's supposed to allow, for when you downtune, for you to be able to get those lower notes without them getting, sounding bad, I guess is the best way to say it. So it was really designed just to help when you downtune, pick up those lower notes a little bit clearer and a little bit better. My biggest complaint, and this isn't about this set, is that they don't offer a lot of gauges in the heavy core, because honestly Dunlop strings I think are pretty good strings, and the heavy core strings I really like. Now to get into this set, the gauges on this set are a 12, a 16, and a 20 for the plain strings, 32, 42, and 54 for the wound. Something that I've talked about a million times, and people are probably already tired of seeing me say this and hearing me say this, but when you go past like an 18 plain string, like plain gauge, you start getting a lot of problems with the string, having any kind of tuning ability at all. But I will say, with this set of heavy core, it's not as big of a problem. Is it still a problem? Yeah, but I've reviewed Ernie Ball beefy slinkies, not even slinkies. I think a couple sets of the Dario strings I reviewed had the same issue. This still has the same issue, but not as bad. So if you were going to use a string in this kind of similar to these gauges, and you're like, what should I get, the Ernie Ball, the Dario, or these heavy core, I would recommend these just for the simple fact that the third string actually holds tune halfway decently. Still not great, but better. I would say the Ernie Ball, beefy slinkies, not even slinky, are on the bottom of the list for holding tuning on that third string. Then above that, like the EXL 148s from the Dario would probably be next on the list, and then these, if anybody understands what I just said. Alright, now to get away from that a little bit, that's the biggest problem in this set of strings, is that 20 is a plain string. If it was like a 22 wound or something, it'd be perfect. Other than that, this set of strings blew me away with the way they sounded. And it wasn't because they sounded a lot different. It's just because, you could tune them down even when they got really loose and they were kind of like, you shouldn't tune this low. I just did it to see if they did have any clarity, and they did. Still started getting a little bit muffled, but they had more clarity than other sets of strings that didn't have these thicker cores. So it does make a difference. If anybody's wondering, oh, does it? Yeah, it does. It's something that a lot of companies are trying, I guess. There's a couple sets here. I think JHS makes sets of strings that have thick cores and thin cores just to do it. And I know they make a set that's for down tuning called Low Tune, and it's, I believe, 11 through 53 gauge, which I'm going to eventually review. I got some of them. But they have thicker gauges in those bottom strings, and they have a similar kind of thing where they don't get as muffled when you down tune. So it really does help out. This set of strings being 12 through 54, I would say you could tune to D with these and have like a heavier gauge kind of feel. Maybe like, kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but like a heavier gauge feel. And if you wanted like a 10 through 46 gauge feel with these, then I would say C sharp would probably be the area to get that. And then C tuning, these would have more of a light gauge feel. If you're doing drop tunings, I would say that if you did drop C sharp, the low string would feel okay, but everything else would be a little bit tight. Drop C, these things would probably feel real good. Again, the top 5 strings would be a little bit tighter, but they'd probably be real good. Drop B, I don't think I would recommend, because the low B is going to be kind of loose. The other 5 would be fine, but that low string wouldn't be great for B. So I would say drop C sharp, drop C is where these things are really good for drop tunings. So D standard, heavy gauge fill, C sharp, regular gauge fill, like medium gauge, and C standard would be a light gauge fill, and then again drop C and C sharp would be good for these. There was something just about them that made me like them. You know, there's not really a lot to say about them that I haven't said, because it's just, you can't really go into a lot of detail about something that doesn't have a lot of problems. I will say that, Dunlop needs to get on making more gauges of these, because they just don't really have a lot of gauges. And I think that would be a big drawback. I know a lot of companies now are making a lot more sets for down-tuning guitars and stuff, because most metal and rock music nowadays is tuned down, and I'm not even saying just E flat, I'm saying D, C sharp, and drop tunings and stuff. So these are really something that's desirable nowadays. So if you have any more questions about this set or anything like that that I didn't speak of, because I know I can miss stuff, and this is going to be kind of a shorter review because there's not a lot of problems with these, and I've already told you the good stuff. But any other questions or anything, like you're comparing these two that you're wondering about, feel free to ask me. Also, right now I don't have a lot of subscribers or anything, but if you're watching this video, subscribe, because I'm going to start putting videos up every week. And today is Thursday, and I believe it's the 3rd of December. So next Thursday, I'm going to put up a new video. I'm going to start putting them once a week, a video. And what I'm going to do for this week is I'm going to have kind of like a little, I don't know if it'd be a competition, what it is. I guess it's a giveaway is what it is. But out of everybody who subscribes between now and next week, I'm going to randomly select one person, and I'm going to send you, I have a brand new set of D'Addario strings, medium gauge, 11 through 49, so I know it's a little bit of a weird gauge, but it's still free strings. I have a brand new set of those. I'll send you some picks, I got a bunch of different picks. I'm eventually start reviewing those too, so I have a ton of those. A bunch of Jazz 3s and things like that. And I also have some stickers from like Ernie Ball and Dunlop and D'Addario and all that good stuff, EMG. So I'll send you a little package with that set of strings in there, a couple different picks for you to mess around with, and some stickers for you to stick on your guitar case, your wall, your guitar. I don't care what you do with them. They'll be yours at that point. So anybody watching this video, if you just wanted information about these strings and you don't care about me, still subscribe, because you could get selected between now and next week to win that package. So that's a good deal. And to all the people who have subscribed to me, I think it's like 4 at this point, I'm really appreciative of you guys, subscribing, and definitely keep checking in, because I'm going to start doing weekly videos. Before I was just putting them up here and there randomly, 2 at a time, or I wouldn't put up none for a couple months and then throw up some. But I'm going to throw some on because I have a ton of sets of strings around here that I need to review. And that's another thing too, if there's anything you want me to review, ask me. Now, I will say, if my local guitar stores don't sell them, I'm not going to review them right now, because I don't feel like there's no point in me ordering strings when there's still a ton in the store that I can just go across town and buy. So if it's something that you're really, really interested in me reviewing, get a hold of me. Maybe we can work something out to do a review. And if it's something that you just got to hear me talk about or something, then definitely get a hold of me. Like I said, I'm going to do some guitar pick reviews, mostly just the Jazz 3s and the guy, kind of what the metal guys like. I hate to just single out the metal community, but that's mostly what I do. I play metal guitar, so that's kind of what I know about. But I'll get to some other stuff too. I'll eventually do some string reviews for like bass guitar, acoustic guitar, and banjo. As well, just for those guys out there who might be interested in that. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Again, subscribe. It's December 3rd, 2015. Next Thursday I'll be putting up a new video. That's when I'll announce the winner. So subscribe if you want to win the stuff I was talking about earlier. See you guys.